What if I told you that a simple act of copying and pasting could lead to a life-altering scandal? This is the stark reality of plagiarism, a grave offense that is often underestimated. In the realm of academia and professional fields, plagiarism is more than just an act of laziness. It's a severe breach of ethical standards, a theft of intellect that can tarnish reputations, end careers, and even lead to legal repercussions. Imagine years of hard work and dedication only to be overshadowed by a moment of indiscretion. The consequences can be even more severe for those at the pinnacle of their fields. The higher the climb, the harder the fall. And when you're at the top, the world is watching. Now consider this. What if the person accused of plagiarism is a high-profile academic, like the president of Harvard University? In 2021, Harvard President Claudine Gay faced accusations of plagiarism. The intellectual realm was shaken when this renowned academic was accused of lifting a paragraph verbatim from another scholar's work. It was an article she'd penned, intended to add another feather to her cap of scholarly contributions. But it instead sparked a controversy that would tarnish her reputation. The details of the case are as intriguing as they are cautionary. The article in question was published in an esteemed academic journal. It was an erudite discourse on a complex social issue, and it was therein that the offending paragraph lay, a carbon copy of another scholar's intellectual property. The fallout was immediate and far-reaching. The accusations led to an investigation by Harvard University itself, an institution known for its zero-tolerance policy towards academic dishonesty. The investigation confirmed the allegations, and President Gay was found to have breached the cardinal rule of academia: respect for intellectual property. In response to the findings, President Gay issued a public apology, acknowledging her error and expressing remorse. She admitted to the oversight, stating that she had failed to properly attribute the copied paragraph to its original author. This admission, while honorable, did little to mitigate the damage already done. The aftermath of this incident was a blow to President Gay's reputation. The last couple of weeks of 2023 showcased this issue again, and she decided to resign over this matter, although she claimed it was racism-induced tactics, and not her copying others' work. The ripple effects of this scandal extended beyond President Gay herself. It served as a wake-up call for the academic community at large, highlighting the grave consequences of plagiarism. It underscored the importance of due diligence in scholarship and the necessity of giving credit where credit is due. President Gay's case is a stark reminder that no one, no matter their status, is immune to the consequences of plagiarism. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? That even those at the pinnacle of academia can falter if they overlook the cardinal rules of intellectual honesty. But what exactly is plagiarism? And why is it considered such a grave offense? Plagiarism, in its simplest definition, is the act of using someone else's work or ideas without giving them proper credit. It's like taking someone else's intellectual property and passing it off as your own. But as with most things, it's a bit more complex than that. There are actually different forms of plagiarism that you might not be aware of. The first and most blatant form is verbatim copying. This is when you directly copy and paste someone else's work without providing any attribution. It's the equivalent of stealing someone's prized possession and claiming it as your own. Then there's paraphrasing without citation. Imagine you read a brilliant article, and then you rewrite it in your own words, but you don't give credit to the original author. That's still plagiarism. Even though you've changed the wording, the idea is still someone else's, and it deserves acknowledgement. We also have patch writing, a lesser-known but equally problematic form of plagiarism. This happens when you take pieces from different sources and stitch them together into a new piece without citing your sources. It's like making a quilt from different fabric scraps, but failing to acknowledge where the scraps came from. Now, why is plagiarism such a serious offense? Well, it's a breach of academic and professional integrity. It undermines the very foundations of knowledge and learning. When you plagiarize, you're not just stealing someone's work, you're also robbing yourself of the opportunity to learn and grow. It devalues the original author's efforts and can lead to a loss of trust and credibility. Moreover, plagiarism can have serious consequences. It can lead to academic expulsion, job termination, and even legal repercussions. It's not something to be taken lightly. Plagiarism is not merely a breach of trust, but a theft of someone else's intellectual property. The good news is plagiarism is a preventable offense. It's not some unavoidable pitfall lurking in the shadows of our work, waiting to ensnare the unsuspecting. No, it's a transgression we can sidestep with a bit of care and diligence. Let's start with the basics. Referencing and citation, the bread and butter of academic and professional integrity. These aren't just fancy words or needless bureaucracy. They're the very threads that weave the tapestry of intellectual discourse. When we properly attribute ideas and work to their rightful owners, we're not just avoiding the trap of plagiarism. We're participating in a grand conversation, acknowledging the contributions of others and building upon the collective knowledge of humanity. But how do we ensure that we've done enough? How do we know that our work is indeed our own? Well, there's a tool for that. Plagiarism detection software is readily available and increasingly sophisticated. It can scan your work, compare it to a vast database of academic and professional texts, and highlight any unsighted matches. It's like a safety net, catching any overlooked lapses and giving us a chance to rectify them before it's too late. Yet the most powerful weapon against plagiarism isn't a tool or a technique, but education itself. Understanding what constitutes plagiarism, why it's a problem, and how to avoid it is crucial. It's not enough to know the rules. We must also understand why they matter. And this brings us to the heart of the matter. The fight against plagiarism isn't just about avoiding penalties or safeguarding our reputations. It's about respect. Respect for the hard work and creativity of others. Respect for the integrity of knowledge and the sanctity of original thought. In the end, maintaining integrity in our work is not just about avoiding punishment, but about respecting the hard work and creativity of others. Remember, originality is not just appreciated, it's expected.